who got his start at Miami Hollywood Speedway with Daryl Gwynn. Of course, his dad, Mike, big part of that team, with Daryl and his dad, Jerry, and Chris, representing South Florida in the Top Fuel community that birthed Daryl Gwynn onto the scene. Of course, 1989, a huge victory for DG. Changed his life. Go see Daryl in between rounds.
Dan Mercier rolling up first. A little help from the folks at Amalie Motor Oil, Ross Piston. They kind of limped the thing into the field last night. They've now been bumped down a couple of spots to the number 19 position. But that is a car and a team led by Rob Wendland that is certainly capable of jumping back up. The bump spot now is 4.705, and that's Clay Milliken. You get inside that, and you're talking about Antron Brown is 15th at a 4:39. You get inside that, it's Lex June, and then get inside those three, and it's going to get a little tougher out there, especially on a warm racetrack like this.
Austin Prock went on a torrid run through the countdown last year, climbed up the ladder from, I believe, as low as 14th up to 3rd in the final point standings. Really haven't had as strong a year as we would have expected. Of course, Ron Tobler going off into retirement, semi-retirement, because he's here on the property. Chris moving on with Joe Barlow. Really like to see this team turn it on here in the last 7 races.
Well, both crew chiefs kind of looking at each other down there as they mess with the idle speed on the car. Final adjustment on the barrel valve, and tell your driver, go get me some. Austin is in. He's number 10. I thought he was going to make it. Mercier got past the trouble spot where some of the other cars had pulled the tire loose, and then he goes 425. And believe it or not, at least for the moment, that's going to be good enough to sneak him into the number 15 spot. 5.555 quads come up for Austin Prock after he pulled the tire loose on that Montana brand Rocky Mountain Twist car and coasted the rest of the way down. Steve Torrance hanging on to the number 1 spot, and well, kind of like we saw in Pro Stock and Pro Stock Motorcycle, I expect that to hold here in this session. And all of a sudden, a cloud drifts across, puts shade on the starting line. You race fans may not realize just how fast a cloud showing up or moving can change the personality of a racetrack. If it changes that track temperature 3 or 4 degrees, that'll change a whole lot about how you can run your car.